What's up, UA fam? Ashley here. And if you love this podcast and you actually find yourself re-listening to episodes and wanting more of Taryn and I, guess what? You should subscribe to our Supercast where we give you bonus content every single week. But not just basic episodes, we do interactive episodes like personalized AMAs where you can specifically ask Taryn how her dating life is going, and you can specifically ask me how it's been living with my boyfriend this past few months. We do solo episodes and even scary episodes because we know how much you guys love those scary stories. And our Supercast community has been growing exponentially, so don't miss out. Subscribe to Supercast now and join the fun.
I have a fun fact for us.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I've read this one. I'm having massive deja vu, but I've had it like a few times in the past 5 minutes. So
interesting.
Did you know that no number before the number 1000 contains a letter A?
Say that again.
No number.
The spelling of it.
The spelling of the number before 1000.
I was like, this is a trick question.
Contains the letter A. I don't know why that is so crazy to me because I feel like A is in everything.
I would agree, but no, yeah.
Don't say no, yeah, like you know.
Right. No, you're right.
Shut up.
Wow.
Shut. You're stupid, cute little
That is
mouth.
an excellent fun fact, Taryn. Thank you so much for sharing
Thanks,
with
Ash.
us. Now we know.
Yeah, we know.
And if you don't know, now we know.
Now we know.
Today's episode is brought to you by Blissy. I wish I knew about this sooner, you guys. I am the skincare, hair care queen. I swear to you. But satin is so bad for you, but Blissy Silk, on the other hand, is an incredible game changer. And I honestly wish I did this switch like years ago. Now, here's the thing. With Blissy's products, you will see healthier skin and hair within weeks. And I'll tell you why. It's better than satin, which is made with synthetics, rough on your hair and skin, and cheap for a reason. It has anti-aging properties like reducing fine lines and wrinkles over time. It eliminates frizz, preserving hairstyles, and protects color-treated hair. It's actually dermatologist tested and recommended. Like, come on, that's all I need to hear. And it's clinically proven not to clog pores, you guys. Hello. And because you're a listener, Blissy is offering 60 nights risk-free plus an additional 30% off when you shop at blissy.com/advicepod. That's Blissy, BLISSY.com/advicepod, ADVICEPOD, and use code advicepod to get an additional 30% off. Your skin and hair will thank you, I promise. Today's episode is brought to you by DraftKings Casino. The great rewards hunt is on, so join the adventure with DraftKings Casino. For fun seekers, follow the trail to huge jackpots, weekly bonuses, and exclusive games. But the excitement is only getting started because new players can get 500 casino spins on a featured game. Just sign up with code ADVICE and wager a minimum of $5 to receive 500 casino spins on a featured game. Only on the most rewarding place to play, DraftKings Casino. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 and over. Physically present in Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Connecticut and Ontario. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Non-withdrawable casino spins valid for featured game only and expire in 168 hours. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos. Ends 4/27/25 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern.
Hi, Taryn.
Hi, girl.
Hey, guys.
Hey, guys.
We're having a very exciting...
Oh.
Wait, did you want to take
Introduce
this?
yourself
Did you want to
first.
take this? Okay. This is Unsolicited Advice.
Yes. Did you say unsolicited? It sounded
Unsolicited Advice.
like I don't know why
Would
it's
you-
sounding so weird. Sorry.
Oh my God.
Yes, we are Unsolicited Advice. I'm Taryn,
I'm Ashley.
and we read stories each week.
But today's a special week,
Yes,
a
because
special episode.
the stories that we read are people writing in about advice they need for situations,
you guys
and we
might know
give beautiful advice and try
Excellent
to like
summary.
solve everyone's problems. I'm trying for new people, Ash. This is literally what we talk about every time. And the one time I do it, you're making fun of me.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Anyways, so that's what we do usually. And then the one thing that always kills us is we're like, what happens
Then what?
after we give the advice?
You know?
What happens?
We give you chores, we give you homework. we would love to know their response. We would love to know what happens next.
And
Part 2, if you will.
some of you have listened when we've asked for updates.
Thank God.
And we've gotten a good amount. So today is a full-blown update episode.
Update episode.
Update episode.
This has been a long time coming. We've
been a
done
long
some
time.
before in the past, but again, we've just not been in a good flow together as a family. This includes you guys and us of like doing the updates. So loving that you guys are sending them in. If you have sent in a story and have an update for us, guess what? All you have to do is email us. What's our email, Taryn?
adviceunsolicitedpod@gmail.com.
And title it update. And then, maybe we'll pick it and read it in another updates episode. Maybe this is something we can keep going. So if you have an update, send it in so that we can keep this going.
Yeah, I'm so excited because Mandy helped us organize these. So like, I don't even know the ones we're reading, and I'm very excited about it.
Should we like rock, paper, scissors?
Oh, are we bringing a supercast tradition
For
into
those of you that are supercasters, you already know we have a rock, paper, scissors tradition.
Which I still am mad that we haven't kept an ongoing queue, because then we could do something fun like at the end of the season. Whoever had the most wins gets to like pick a punishment.
We could be like so upset that the other is winning and we're losing that we get in a fight.
And then the podcast breaks up. Okay.
So maybe it's a good thing we're not keeping track.
Okay, ready?
Rock, paper, scissors, shit.
Dang it.
Got her.
Dang it.
Got her.
She chose scissors. I chose paper. In case you're wondering.
All you really need to know is I won. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and start with this one. This one, you guys may remember because it was recent, which I love because I was like, oh, this is fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
Remember the story where she wrote in and said, I'm definitely the villain in his story?
Yes. Let me try to give it.
Can you
synopsis.
summarize?
So there was a girl, there was this guy that was like in and out of the picture. She always was kind of just like not ready. So she kind of had like led him on a few times. Then she was like into him, but decided to move to Lithuania. Yeah.
It was far.
Lithuania.
Let me double check.
And
Lithuania.
Girl,
Good job, Taryn.
I was going to say Lisbon. I mean, there's only a few options that start with a lit. So she moves, and then she thinks that they're just like friends, but they are talking all the time, calling all the time. He's made it very clear, like, this is like our time. I want to pursue you. But while she's there, she meets Theo James' character, falls
Good
madly in
job.
love. And then the guy, who's cute as a button, sounds like a sweetheart, shows up to surprise her. And she has to be like, oh my gosh, sorry, I'm talking to someone. And he literally just like turns around, gets on a flight, goes back, blocks him on everything.
I am so blown away with the details that you remembered. I could not have done that.
Thank you.
I could not have done
Thank
that.
you.
I'm so proud of you.
I can't remember what I ate yesterday, but I do remember this.
The only thing I would add to the story is that the guy who's cute as a button has literally had a crush on her since elementary school.
Yeah.
So this has been like
This
has been
ongoing.
a long time coming for him. And that's just me like adding to the depth of like the sorrow of this poor cute as a button man.
Before you get into it, Ash, just for you guys who are listening, if you haven't heard these episodes before, we're going to make it really simple and have links to the episodes we're referring to. So you might want to like stop listening to this and catch up on those before listening to
Absolutely.
this. So you have the full context, full picture.
Yeah. If you got some house cleaning to do, you got a walk to go on, some grocery shopping to do, listen to all of them and then come back.
We are lazy. We are making Michaela and Mandy make it very easy for you. So
No, that's literally me. Even if my friends post something and I want to support, if they don't have the link in the bio or
do you
on the story,
expect?
I'm not going to go.
What do you expect?
I'm not going to go hunt around trying to find the link. So
Nobody
I get it.
got time.
I get it and I support it. It's totally fine. On to the update. Let's do it. She again wrote in saying, I am definitely the villain in his story. Here is her update. It says update. Hi again, ladies. I can't believe that y'all actually read my story on the podcast. Thank you for the advice, which I wholeheartedly agreed with. This is what I ultimately ended up doing. She puts in asterisks before even hearing your advice.
Because we weren't hard on her, but we were definitely like, he deserves the space and time. We should also say that, like, what was our advice? Because our advice is pretty much like, let this man,
let the poor guy.
Like, I get that you want closure and you feel bad and you want to say sorry, but unless you're like literally trying to like marry him, like give him.
Yeah. In some instances,
guys don't block.
Yeah. It's in some instances, even though he deserves an apology and a face-to-face apology, in some instances, you just need to let it go and let them like heal.
You can say sorry, but then you let it go. But like, it is very rare for a man to block a woman. Like, if you're blocked as a woman, like not just unfollowed, but blocked, like,
what'd you do?
It's
pretty serious. Pretty serious stuff. Yeah. So she continues. So after pouring my heart out to you, I did something I wasn't sure I had the courage to do. I decided I couldn't just leave things as they were. The guilt was eating me alive, and I knew I owed him at least an attempt at an explanation, even if it wouldn't fix anything. I managed to get his work email from a mutual friend. Seriously, the only way he hadn't blocked me.
That's when you know it's serious, when you go to email.
Yeah. Everything's blocked, even Snap.
Yep.
Yeah. I wrote him a long and honest email. I didn't try to excuse my behavior, but I explained how conflicted I had been, how I genuinely valued our connection, and how deeply sorry I was for hurting him. I acknowledged that I messed up massively and that I understood if he never wanted to speak to me again. I just asked for a chance to explain, not to justify, but to at least give him some closure. Days went by and I heard nothing. I was starting to think I'd sealed my fate. Then 2 nights ago, I got a reply. It wasn't what I expected. He wasn't angry, not exactly. He was resigned. He told me he appreciated the email, that it showed I at least had some remorse. He said he understood my confusion, but that he couldn't understand how I let things get this far. He described how much it hurt to fly all the way to Lithuania, full of hope, only to be met with that. He said he needed time and that he wasn't sure if he could ever trust me again. He asked me not to contact him for a while, and I agreed. I know I need to give him space. The email, while painful, was also a relief. It wasn't a definitive no, but it was a clear not now. It felt like a tiny sliver of hope, even if it's a very fragile one.
Wait, but like hope for what? Just that they'll be able to have a conversation, or is she like she still is not wanting to date him? She's just wanting to be able to have a peaceful,
because they've
been in each other's lives.
Friendship. I think she's just trying to
she wants to
be
explain.
Forgiven
and
have the chance to apologize.
No, he doesn't hate her.
Yeah. I don't think she's looking for a friendship, but yeah.
Okay.
But at the same time, is him not saying a definitive no not a red flag? He should want better for himself, right? Like, I want better for him than what I've been offering. I've been reflecting a lot. I've realized that I've been playing with his feelings and my own for far too long. I've been scared of commitment, scared of choosing, and I've hurt someone genuinely good in the process. I've also come to understand that my feelings for him are more than just nostalgia or guilt. There's a real connection there, a deep bond that I've been afraid to acknowledge fully.
There's our answer.
I think I've been taking my safest, she adds in quotes, option for granted, and I don't know why. I feel like such a horrible person. As for the Theo James guy, things have cooled off. I realized that my attraction to him was partly a distraction, a way to avoid dealing with my complicated feelings for my childhood crush. It wasn't fair to either of them. Now, I suppose I'm trying to focus on myself, on learning from my mistakes. I'm giving him the space that he needs, but I'm also holding on to hope that one day, maybe we can talk again.
Oh, God.
I know I have a lot to prove, and I'm willing to do the work. Don't know what the future holds, but I'm determined to become better at dealing with my emotions. I'll keep you all updated. Thank you for the advice. Today's episode is brought to you by Blissy. I wish I knew about this sooner, you guys. I am the skincare, hair care queen. I swear to you. But satin is so bad for you, but Blissy Silk, on the other hand, is an incredible game changer. And I honestly wish I did this switch like years ago. Now, here's the thing with Blissy's products, you will see healthier skin and hair within weeks. And I'll tell you why. It's better than satin, which is made with synthetics, rough on your hair and skin, and cheap for a reason. It has anti-aging properties like reducing fine lines and wrinkles over time. It eliminates frizz, preserving hairstyles, and protects color-treated hair. It's actually dermatologist tested and recommended. Like, come on, that's all I need to hear. And it's clinically proven not to clog pores, you guys. Hello. It's naturally cooling and breathing. It's easy to care for, making it machine washable. And get this, guys, there's been over 3 million sold. You have to get on this train. Ever since I switched my pillowcase out with my Blissy Silk pillowcase, I will not sleep on another pillow. I will not sleep on another pillow. And I'm in the process of switching all the other pillowcases out for these as well, because they are that much of a game changer. And because you're a listener, Blissy is offering 60 nights risk-free plus an additional 30% off when you shop at blissy.com/advicepod. That's Blissy, BLISSY.com/advicepod, ADVICEPOD, and use code advicepod to get an additional 30% off. Your skin and hair will thank you, I promise. I think I was wrong. I think
You're very
is
wrong.
like falling for him.
No, she's not falling. She already fell for him, but now, I don't know, girl. I just have a really hard time with the timing of this because
Yes.
it's like
Oh,
he did
things
this
cooled
big
off.
gesture. And now because he's like putting his foot down and saying like, I need time. Now it's like, but wait, I feel like you are in a place in your life that we've all been in where it's like the grass is greener chapter. So
Yeah.
you always want what you can't have. And like you had this man, but then you travel and you meet this hot guy who's like from somewhere else and different. And like, it's like, okay, this is exciting. And now this guy's like, no, I don't want anything. So you're like, oh, but wait. And I'm not denying like you probably have a connection, but I think that you've hurt this person so much that you would have to be like ready to like put a ring on it before you should even like entertain that. And I think it's very unfair to him to even like tease that like, oh, but I still have feelings, if it's not a like, I'm ready to like fully commit and not do this again, because that would be crazy.
That's tough. I mean, I'm just thinking like, you're the one, you know, he's had feelings for you this whole time. You're the one that was playing with him in the beginning and then on and off, and then decided to be on and then go move far away and then agreed him surprising you in Lithuania is a bad idea. I don't know why he decided to do that.
But if he acted from his reality.
Yes.
He acted from a place where you guys had like this deep connection and talked about like, it's finally your time.
Yeah.
So I think that even shows that like how much he was like ready to go. Like nobody flies unless you're desperate because you feel something's falling apart or you're like,
confident.
oh, she's going to love this. She's going to eat this up.
Yeah.
So I don't like blame him necessarily. I think it is risky to just not at least be like, surprise, I was thinking about coming, but I get the grand gesture.
I get the grand gesture. I do still am like shocked that he did it because she had said like, we're not going to be together. We're just going to be friends while I live here. And then if I move back, we can pick up like if something, you know, happens. So I don't know. All that to say, I think whether you have feelings for him or not, I think you need to put them on hold if you have them. I think he deserves at least a year of no contact unless he reaches out and wants something different. Like I would not get involved with him in any way. And if I was to decide that I love him and want to pursue him, then I would move back and I would make the grand gestures. I would get an apartment out there, make it clear like I'm not going anywhere. Like I would tell him that you've come to terms with what you want and it's him, and you're going to be sitting around and waiting for hopefully the time for him to decide to give you another chance, because he did all the hard work before and just got like met with like slam door after slam door. So again, and I don't even know if you'll still feel this way in a year, but that's why I think you should give yourself a year, because you seem to be very wishy-washy with the emotions and like people coming in and out. And I do think every person, specifically a woman, but every person deserves a season of singleness. And I think it's time for yours.
Yeah, I don't really think you know what you want. So I would like really just let him go, and not because you said like I'm just gonna hold on to hope. Like I would just like fully let it go and like spend a lot of time really trying to get to know like who you are and what it is that you want. And if he comes back around, then you'll be at a more solid place where you're like, oh, like if you keep saying in the space of like, oh, but like I want him and I'm ready for him, but like really it's just because you're in that pendulum swing, like that's where I feel like it could be dangerous. I feel like you need to really just live your life as if it's not going to work. And then if he still has been consistently on your mind, he reaches out and you're like, okay, like I actually let myself have space and I still feel this way strongly, then cool. Like if he's willing to try, you better count your lucky stars, because that would be crazy for someone to like try that again. But I do think you like for yourself to have that like confidence, like, yeah, this is what I really want. I think you need to spend time being like, I don't know. Is that making sense?
No,
like, I just feel like
sense.
it really should be something that like you want. And I think you have some time like where you just need to get to know yourself and like live your life to the fullest. That's one thing I think me and Ash did so well. I think we did singleness.
I think we did it too well.
Well, we definitely did it too well.
Yeah.
But we traveled, we got to know ourselves. We did so much living to where like now I'm like, I'm ready to get married. Like, because life will continue to be fun, but I'm not going to look back and be like, oh, I wish I would have done more of this, or this.
Well, also like in that time of singleness when we were focusing on ourselves and like our friends and building like our lives, it really helps bring into focus exactly what you're looking for. So when you do go on a date with someone, it's so much easier to be like, this will work out or this won't work out.
Yeah.
Because you know in your head what you're looking for. It's not a blur. You know what I mean? Like I think in that chapter of life that you're in, when you're dating people or coming across people and everything's a blur and you don't really know what you want, that's not a good time to start making like big life decisions, because everything's a blur. And he seems great, but he seems great. And I might live here. And oh no, I might live here. Anyways.
Well, basically we were talking about how we did singleness
it's all a blur.
Yeah.
It's all a blur. So like, that's such a great time to like really like, and not to make it all sappy or, you know, anything, but like I think it's great to have like a running list in your head of like non-negotiables and like figure out what those things are, so that when you do come across a date or some guy like comes across you like while walking by a coffee shop and is like, hey, like, can I take you out? Like you can be like, does he qualify? Like, is this something that can work, you know? And I think that can only come when you're in a point in life where there's not distractions.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you're in a point in life where finally you have no distractions, no men pulling at you. You can focus on you and you can focus on building up your future. And if that includes him, awesome.
Yeah.
Get ready to put in the work. If it doesn't include him, awesome. Now we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, well, good luck.
Good luck.
Again, I mean, even if it's a year down the road, give us an update.
I need to imagine she decides she wants him and like has to do the big gesture.
Well,
Can
if
we
he
help
wants
you make
it.
Yeah, I know. If you guys end up together, y'all better pitch this to the film industry. Like get a movie written, a book.
It's crazy. This is what I'm saying. Like it sounds like he's already put himself out there like multiple times to get hurt. So it's like, that's why I think it really needs to be on his terms. Like he deserves that. But even like I was talking with Mama Ann's about, we saw like on a show or something, it was like this girl who had already said no once when her boyfriend proposed and had said like, no, just like not now, but later. And then the second time he proposed, she said no again. And I asked him, I was like, could you do that? Like, could you like muster up everything to propose and then someone says no and you stick around to like eventually ask again? And he was like, absolutely not. Like, that would be so hard to like put yourself out there in like a big way.
I feel like the only way it could work is if it was like so early on in the relationship
where
and
it's
there's
like,
a tone between the two of you where it's an understood, like, you're making it clear, you're like, hey, I'm in this.
Yeah.
And we're going to get married.
Please ask again. Or like, I'll ask
and
when
she's
I'm ready.
like, it's only been 6 months. Like, no.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, but we're going to get married.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like that's the only way I could see that working out. Otherwise I'd kill me. Like literally kill me. I would die. I would die inside.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, let's go to our next one.
Next.
This update is from the story, a girl is sending inappropriate photos to my boyfriend.
Oh.
Do you remember? Do you want to try to give a synopsis?
Okay. Mine's not going to be as good as yours was, but I do remember that this was a friend, I'm putting in quotes, of theirs that like, it was his friend that she like met through like his group of friends, I think. And she was sending like, I voted.
No, that was me.
Wait.
That was my ex.
Wait.
That was my ex.
Oh no.
No, this is the one. Remember, it was like leggings, her in leggings, and then a tattoo on her thigh.
Oh, the thought. That's right.
But I'm pretty sure they had a sexual relationship before, but he was like, "Oh, it's nothing."
Okay. Uh-oh. You want to give us a little summary?
Girl, not you bringing up my own story.
I know. I remember the leggings and I remember the tattoo.
Yes. By the way, this girl was someone he used to have a sexual relationship with before we met.
Yikes.
And so she brought it up and he was like, okay. He apologized and he said he would talk to her and repeatedly said, I have nothing to worry about. So that's where we left off. She had confronted him. He was like, I'll talk to her. But what's like wild is we were like saying that that's like not normal. Like we wouldn't just like send an outfit photo to like a random guy friend, especially a guy friend who like had a girlfriend. Like, huh?
Yes. I mean, I do think like all conversation kind of comes to a halt between like male and female friendships outside of once they like enter into a like committed relationship. I'm not saying you can't talk, but things change. It just changes slightly. It's like you're not gonna just be like, "What are you doing? Like, want to hang out or whatever?" Like, it all
Want to come over and watch a movie?
Yeah. It all
Let
changes.
me just tell you, and I literally just had this conversation with my man's.
That's 3.
I think
4.
Yes, I talk to him kind of frequently. I'm telling you, I could solve every relationship problem right now. And it is the way that I approach being in a relationship is so simple. All I do is approach it in a simple way. I try to treat and act how I would want someone to treat me and act.
Yeah.
So like if, say for instance, like a guy that I used to date messages me and is like, oh, like here's the song. Remember the song? Like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Even though I know in my head and heart how I feel and that it's not anything, and I could easily respond and be like, oh my gosh, like I love that song, whatever. I try to think about, okay, if I knew a girl was messaging him that he used to date being like, oh, hey, here's this song, I would be like, I'll chop her fingers off. So I act in a way that I would hope he would act, like out of respect, out of just thinking about someone else's feelings. That's how I proceed.
Yeah.
And I feel like if more people would think about it in that way, not just you and your own moral compass and like whatever, but being like, if roles were reversed, how would I want my partner to move?
Yeah.
And then you do the same. And it's like, just things like if he were in the room with me or looking at my phone with me, would I be comfortable acting in the same way? Like,
Absolutely.
I think that's just a simple way to avoid anything. And it's just a respect. Like, I respect him so much as a person that like, I would never want to do anything that would embarrass him, make him feel disrespected or hurt. Like, not. So if you just move in that way, you're good.
Oh, it's great. It's crazy. Even like guys I've DM'd back and forth but never met in person, I stopped responding to everything. Why would I? Why would I?
There's no foundation.
Nothing
Like, why?
in me wants Jackson to ever question me, even though I've never met this guy, never had any interaction with him whatsoever. I wouldn't. There was a feelings there, even though they were small, and I would never want that to affect my relationship with Jackson. Even the other day, he was at the gym and was like, "Oh, I ran into a friend of yours," and I was like, "A friend of mine," and it ended up being this guy that I'm really not friends with, but he is in the friend group, and I was like, "Did I ever tell you I went out with him?" And Jackson was like, "With him?" And I was like, "No." Yeah, or sorry, I don't know why I said no. And I was like, "Yeah, him," and he was like, "Wait, what?" And I was like, "Yeah, like twice. Like a friend thought we would be great together. She was wrong, and he's a great guy, but like, it was nothing." Yeah. And he was like, "Oh no," and I was like, he needs to. I think he should know that, especially if he's going to run into him at the gym.
Be like, "Hey, you're my girlfriend's friend."
Like, I made it clear. Obviously, nothing ever happened, and obviously, I'm like obsessed with my boyfriend and don't want and like have no feelings for the other guy whatsoever. But I was like, he should also know, just so he knows, just so he can, know.
Proceed with all the information.
And I wouldn't ever want him to think I'm hiding that from him.
Yeah.
So like little things like that can look super sus.
I think it's easy to know, like, I can respond to this DM and know 1000% that I feel nothing towards this person, and this is so innocent.
Yeah.
But when you think about your partner's feelings, it changes.
And no longer just about you.
There's no point to like certain things. So I feel like if people moved in that way, I think it would just save so much turmoil, because it's
100%
never worth it. That's the thing. It's like the momentary satisfaction in regards to like this person that you could have spent your life with. Like it's never worth it.
Nope.
Never worth it. Okay, anyways.
On to the update.
Hi, Ashley and Taryn. I hope you are both well. I just listened to your newest podcast and freaked out when I saw the title. Thank you so much for taking the time to answer my email and for your advice. Before giving you the update, here are the answers for some of your questions.
Ooh.
Regarding an advice for LDR, not an expert, but something I think that helped us manage it is always planning when we're meeting again. We always set a date. We already know what day to look forward to instead of the unknown. As we are both working, texting is a bit difficult, so we set a time at night when we're ready to be completely relaxed and be present in our FaceTime calls. Mm-hmm. Good advice. Love. Next, we're both 25 years old and we're both learning what an adult relationship is. My last relationship before him lasted 6 years. We met in high school and dated through uni. My current boyfriend hasn't been in a relationship for 2 years until we met. And then she continues with the next update or answer to question. Yes, it was the first time we had this type of conversation. I never had any reasons to worry before seeing those two pictures. I think we had asked, like, is this like repeated behavior?
Something that's happened before? Yeah.
Okay. As for the update, he is currently visiting me now. He was on a 2-week trip, and as we had 7 hours time difference during those 2 weeks, we barely talked. When I went back home after seeing him, I felt very confused in our relationship, and that's why I needed your advice. I was miserable during those 2 weeks because I was overthinking nonstop. He arrived 2 days ago, and yesterday we talked. I told him how I've been feeling. I told him that I've been anxious about our relationship due to the issue we had. I told him that I know we already talked about it, but I couldn't avoid the feeling that I was not feeling 100% in our relationship, that I was confused, and I felt like I lost trust in him during those 2 weeks apart because I felt like I lost him.
Good. I'm glad you vocalized that. Mm-hmm.
He said that he knew something was off. That's why he came to me directly after his flight. Aww. He even thanked me for opening up. She's like, I was like, wait, what? No, literally. Like when a man is like, thank you for telling me all your feelings. You're like,
sorry, huh?
Wait, what? He told me that he talked with the girl and even showed me the conversation.
Oh, nice.
See, I feel like he's acted in a great way every step of the way. Which I told him that it was not necessary for him to show me, but he did anyway. He texted her saying something along the lines of, hi, and she put girl name. Just wanted to tell you that I would appreciate you not sending me further pictures as it is quite uncomfortable. I didn't want to say anything previously as I didn't want to be rude or offend you as we've known each other for a while now. But I thought you would have realized that I'm not interested with any other relationship with you aside from friendship. I hope you understand. To which she replies with a thumbs up emoji. She felt so dumb.
She was fishing, obviously.
She felt so dumb.
If she wasn't, she would have been like, I'm so sorry that that's what you thought, or it came across
like,
that way. That was not my intention. Yeah. Thumbs up. She was fishing.
Yep. He told me that he was not interested in anyone else but me. He told me that if he was losing interest, he wouldn't be here now.
King.
He felt that I've had so many of those moments, especially with someone now who is more, well, like you, where it's like,
I wouldn't be here if I didn't want to be.
I felt.
Yeah.
Like, why are you questioning it?
Yeah.
And then I'm someone who's anxious and needs like constant reassurance. But it's so funny in those moments where you've fully, because I won't speak up until I've fully spiraled and convinced myself that it's the end of the world. And if I don't say something now, like it's done. And then when the person's reaction is so like, huh? Mm-hmm. Like, I haven't changed my mind. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's very wild when you have someone like that. Like, for him to be like, nothing's changed for me. Like, if I didn't, I would not be here. You know what I mean? It's so hard though when you're on the flip side and you're like, but tough. I thought. But my reality is different. He felt that I was off, even though I didn't tell him anything about it. And if he didn't care, he would have ignored that feeling. He said that if he was not interested, he wouldn't be planning our next future adventure. So he gave me further reassurance, which I appreciated a lot.
It's very sweet.
He also told me that if there's something bothering me, to just say it, even if I think it's stupid, so that we can work it out. So I got assurance and got told to communicate better. Haha. That's the update. I'm super thankful for your insight. It definitely gave me a bigger picture. I definitely have to work on trusting him fully again, even though I already talked with him. It will take a minute for me to be 100% secure in our relationship again, but I'll definitely be more open towards him. Sending you the best wishes from Europe and the biggest hug. Again, thank you so much.
Wow.
I feel like this was a good one. And
yeah,
I do think it's okay for it to take time to recover while simultaneously being like, okay, like I didn't have a reason to stress, but you still have like the aftermath of stressing. Mm-hmm. So it's okay to like make sure you take your time to like rebuild that.
Yeah.
And be okay with him.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't need to be punished.
No.
Or like, well, I need to see your phone every time. Because he really didn't break trust.
No.
It's just the situation made you feel unstable.
Yeah. Because of this girl.
Yeah, because of her.
He met you at every turn. He did everything you asked. And then like went out of his way to be like, hey, like next time let me know. And we can like nip it in the bud together.
Yeah.
Those are all like the perfect answers. So he did nothing wrong and does not deserve to be punished in any way. But it's okay to like have to take a second because you still experienced that. Those feelings were still real.
I do think too, dude, I don't know why men can't be like savage. Like, cause me too, I'm like reading or like his response, obviously that I doubt that girl's ever going to message him again because she feels dumb, which she should. But he doesn't need to be friends with her at all. Mm-hmm. But like, that's such a guy thing to be like, oh, I just want to be friends. Like, and I don't want to be rude. Whereas like, I feel like women are a lot better at being like, I would say to this person, like, hey, I would appreciate if you don't send me pictures. Like, I just feel like it's kind of inappropriate. And like, I would probably just like unfollow or like, you know what I mean? Like I'd just like cut them off and be like, hey, out of respect for my relationship, I just feel like it's better for me to focus my attention and energy on him. And like, I don't really need guy friends right now. You know what I mean? And so, but I feel like with men, it's always like, well, I felt rude not responding or like, we're just friends.
Yeah. Again, she didn't do anything to require a rude statement to her, technically. But I do think there should be a bluntness.
Yeah.
And that's coming from me.
He probably didn't need to end with, I'm only looking for a friendship. It probably should have been like, hey, just the whatever. But I, again,
only
what
looking
I'm
for a
saying
friendship is putting her in the right lane.
yes.
Too.
And I feel like guys, like that is a very like guy coded thing.
Yeah,
Like
and
it's just something that I feel like they do.
And I think it also changes if that's someone that you might see in your day-to-day life.
Yeah.
So like if they work together or if they're in like a big group of friends and she's in that group.
That's true. Yeah.
You know, maybe you want to preserve the friendship and
don't
not
want it to
be
be
rude so
awkward.
that it's
Yeah.
not weird when you hang out.
There's no way she's poking her head back out of the dirt.
I think he handled it perfectly. I'm assuming they must have some kind of connection where they see each other, because why else say I'm only looking for a friendship?
Yeah.
I'm trying to picture myself and how I would react if one of my friends' husbands or partners were to say that to me. And I think the only reason they would say I'm only looking for friendship is if we were in some kind of group or like saw each other from time to time. Right? Because that's the only reason I would say something like that. Because otherwise, I agree. I would say,
be like,
hey, like out of respect for my girlfriend, I would appreciate you not sending me photos, period. But like, especially of your body. Like, thank you. Have a great day. And then you don't even have to do like this big closing statement. I would just like, I wouldn't be like dramatic and unfollow her, but I'd block her just to like make it clear, like, I'm doing this it's not about you, it's about your girlfriend.
Blocking is way more dramatic than unfollowing.
Really?
Yeah, because then if they go to like look up your profile, it's gone.
Well,
Unfollow, they don't really know.
Too.
I'm just saying, like, in
maybe mute.
Mute. I think that's
mute.
what you meant. Yeah,
I like that. So it's not coming up on your page all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. But I'm just trying to picture, like, I would be so embarrassed.
I would be like, damn, I did that.
I would never do that though.
No.
By the way. By the way. Could it be me?
Today's episode is brought to you by DraftKings Casino. The great rewards hunt is on, so join the adventure with DraftKings Casino. For fun seekers, follow the trail to huge jackpots, weekly bonuses, and exclusive games. But the excitement is only getting started because new players can get 500 casino spins on a featured game. Just sign up with code ADVICE and wager a minimum of $5 to receive 500 casino spins on a featured game. Only on the most rewarding place to play, DraftKings Casino. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 and over. Physically present in Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Connecticut and Ontario. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Non-withdrawable casino spins valid for featured game only and expire in 168 hours. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos. Ends 4/27/25 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern.
All right, let's go ahead and get into my next one. This one is titled, My Boyfriend Called Me Ugly and Keeps Breaking Up With Me.
Thank God. I have been waiting for this update because this one blew my mind.
This one blew all of our minds. It honestly.
Please tell me she left him, please.
Fingers crossed. If you guys, again, haven't read or heard. If you guys haven't heard this episode, please feel free to pause this. Go to the episode. We'll have it linked below. Listen to it. It's wild. Taryn and I, jaws were to the floor. Then come back here to hear the update. But she sent in an update.
Do you want me to give a quick?
Please do.
Okay.
This is fun.
So basically, this dude tripped out over nothing. Literally nothing, and said he like lost trust in her. And then our theory was like he's been trying to like punish her ever since. So he just like super rude. But the kicker was like he would be like, I don't want to like be intimate with you, and he'd be like, ugh, you're ugly anyway. Like he was like calling her ugly, being so disrespectful, and she was kind of like, why do I stay with this man? And we were like, we don't know why. Leave him. Pretty much, right?
Yeah. Essentially. He sounds like the actual worst.
No, so rude.
So rude. He kind of sounds like borderline, like narcissistic, a little bit, like
It's
controlling and scary.
Yeah, like he's trying to like take her down a notch because he had his feeling, oh, she was late from like a work event, and he was like, I can't trust you.
Yeah, which we obviously believe that he's probably cheating on her. So let's go ahead and dive in because we have an update. She writes, Hi, Taryn and Ashley. Wow. All caps and bold. Thank you for all your kind words and advice. It's clear you speak from the heart, and it really means a lot. I was shocked at how the immediate impact my brain and body felt when hearing your advice and my story being read out loud. It was like an out-of-body experience. Before I get into an update, I did want to say that I do have an amazing friend group and support system, especially my sister, Alex. We are really close. She's so patient with me, letting me vent, cry, and talk things out. And she also listens to you guys. So if you do end up reading this update, could you wish her a happy birthday? She'll be turning 25 in a few days.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Alex.
We love you.
Thanks for being a good sister.
Yes.
Crazy that how in a few weeks from writing that, I didn't think things would go any further, but they somehow did. I still haven't been able to break up. I know. ...
No.
Girl.
No.
Hold on. We're putting our feelings on pause and we're going to get into the update and then we'll let our feelings back out. She writes, there's 2 sections. This one is titled Pre-Valentine's Day Drama. The day before Valentine's Day, we still had no plan, and it wasn't from a lack of trying to organize something on my side. Suddenly, my boyfriend on the morning of February 13th surprised me with some football game tickets for that evening. From then on, the day at the office flew by and I was really focused since I knew I would need to leave earlier in order to get to the stadium on time. I didn't communicate much. And when he texted me saying there isn't any communication, I said, you're right. That's because I'm a bit busy, but we'll take that into consideration. And from then on, tried to update as much as I could. When we met at the stadium, he's cold and distant, which I guess at this point was normal for him. So I asked the usual questions to get the conversation going. But it's all one-sided. We get to our seats, the game starts. It was boring, to say the least. That evening and night was one of the coldest evenings our country had experienced in a long time. And once the game finished, getting back home with public transportation was a nightmare. But I guided us through the crowd smoothly and onto the tram. Once we were on and starting to feel a bit more warmth, he asked me how we were getting home. I explained we're going to take the tram and then the bus. He then flipped out and said, why didn't we take the metro? And that I can't seem to do anything correctly. To which, again, I'm in disbelief with his extreme reaction. I calmly tell him, well, first of all, to not talk to me in that tone of voice. And secondly, metro lines aren't in service as they are on strike currently. So there.
Yeah, who's a dummy now?
The journey home was long. I try to make small talk here and there. And finally, he says he's really hungry. So I give him a couple of options for food. We can either grab food from one of the nearby places or prepare something quickly at my place. None were acceptable, and we went to his. At his, he prepared a quick sandwich, but only for himself. I just stared and watched. I was not offered anything. Granted, I should have asked. No. But we're going to put a pause on that.
Wait.
No.
We're
going to put a pause on that.
No.
You did not. You should not have had to ask.
Okay. This is a sandwich for you to pull all of the freaking, the meat, the cheese, the mayo, all the things out, to have it all laid out, and then to pack up the meat, the cheese, the mayo without offering. Do you know how easy it is to slap it on there?
And
Go.
again,
Next.
It's not a stranger in your house. It's your girlfriend who you're in a committed relationship who just like, it's supposed to be like a 50-50. She's probably hungry too. If you're hungry, you spent all night together.
If I ever watched a man make a sandwich for himself and wrap up and zip tie all the things without offering me even a slice of freaking bread, I'm done. Yeah. I'm out.
She continues, with food and warmth, I take the courage to bring up the disrespect that I felt on the tram. It ends up being a full-blown argument where he says the same things that I am with the wrong person, asking for things that he can't give. All I'm asking for is some affection, some love, some respect, things which he's shown me before, so I know he can give. We aren't getting anywhere in the conversation, and he does his usual I'm tired and we're done kind of conversation. So after that, I just stood there and said that I love him and that this isn't what I want, but the situation, what you're saying, and the environment is not welcoming. With that, I left in tears with our relationship over. Once home, I explained my points again in a short and concise message. The next morning, he responds to what I said, and that brings us to Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. Title. I read the message. I say we should probably talk about the conversation yesterday. When he has time, he immediately responds and says he has other problems to worry about. Dear God.
Wait, I'm so sorry. She's still with this man.
I'm sorry.
I'm so confused.
I don't even want to read the rest.
Unless he finds the Lord and like gives his life to a charity. I don't understand.
Only Jesus can save this man.
Only Jesus. See, I love crap like this because I'll be complaining when I don't get a text response. Like he'll take like a few hours to respond and I'll be like complaining about how much like I hate that. And then I hear stuff like this and I'm like, never mind. Like I'll take the 3-hour text delay over someone talking to me in this terrible way.
Apparently he has a work emergency and his keys are locked in his locker at work and he's locked out of his car. She has a spare key to his car and they live very close to each other. So she says what makes the most sense would be for me to go to the locker and get the key and drive him to his office, bearing in mind they had broken up last night.
Yeah.
But she still offers to do this. That whole drive, I'm so pissed that I care so much about someone and all I feel is the resentment and distance growing from him daily. I get to his office, no response, which I assume is because he's probably talking with a colleague. I take a photo of where I put the key in a plant pot and leave and text him that when he has the time, he should call me. He thanks me. It was Valentine's Day and all I said was, let's have dinner. And yeah, I offered to cook. He came over and brought flowers, but they were already dying. And that felt pretty much like symbolism that I couldn't ignore. And between then and now, which is March, the lack of disinterest is palpable. I am always the one giving the olive branch. I'm always the one reaching out, and it's exhausting. I have had friends and colleagues question if I'm okay because I guess it's noticeable. After all that, I'm disappointed with myself that somehow I have gotten these shackles around my ankles and I can't leave. I know that this was very long and I just wanted to express my gratitude and appreciation for you guys again, giving space for people to open up and giving your wonderful advice. All the love.
Okay, I just want to correct a statement.
No, I feel like we need to like sit her
I want
down.
to correct a statement. You said you can't leave. Babe. Yes, you can, first of all.
You have way more power than that.
And even just your verbiage, like these shackles, I know that I should, like, you are entering into this, like, not like, because you are a victim of this man. So I don't want to say like victimizing, but it's almost like you're
leaning into it.
You're forgetting that you have the power of whether you stay or leave. And not even that. He doesn't want you there.
He's made it very clear. He
has made it so clear that you are not even that you're not a priority, that you're not worthy of like a sandwich. I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on the sandwich.
Yeah.
So I'm begging you to leave. And here's the thing, because I feel like I was you to an extent with my relationship. I stayed forever because I would have given that man the
kidneys,
shirt off my back, shoes off my feet. I would have done anything for him. And it was very clear that it was just not working. But when I came to a point where I'm like, okay, even if he is it, we're not in a good place. So me leaving and taking time to like figure out myself and give him space to either figure out that like he wants me or not is the best thing that can happen. So even if you're not ready to fully close the chapter on him, this cannot continue. He needs to feel the feeling of fully losing you and not having any access to you. Maybe he turns it around. I hope to God not, because he is trash and you are not. And I think that you don't understand how much damage you're collecting by letting this man treat you the way that he has been treating you.
Yeah.
And you have so much healing that you have to do, because I'm so sorry, babe, but you do not love yourself enough because you would not be accepting this behavior. So I am begging you, along with, I promise you,
Everyone listening.
Ash, like, I don't think I've ever seen her shake her head so ferociously.
Nodding up and down.
Mandy is. We're all telling you, you need to get out of this, not even relationship, out of this like fly trap. You know those like sticky fly traps
The
where the
ones
flies
that
like
smell. Yeah.
Yes. Get out of there. And I promise you that after the initial I'm sad, the loss, the no contact, you're going to be like, oh, the sky is blue. The air is fresh. Like
all your coworkers are going to be like, wow, you seem so bright and cheerful
he has
and glowy.
stolen your sparkle and your ability to just have the basic instinct to take care of yourself.
And I really just want to like sit. I hope you're listening. I hope you're paying attention because I just really want to talk to you right now. Let's pretend you stick it out and you put up with his bullshit. And you guys get into this flow state and you end up getting married and you end up having kids and you end up having a little girl who watches daddy treat you like this.
I know.
He's not going to change. He's made it very clear who he is, which I actually appreciate because at least he's not like, you know, a
it's
psychopath.
Not like you're like, I'm going to leave and he fakes that he's amazing to get you to stay.
He's an actual and he's not going to change. So you staying and trying to get this future with him and have kids with him is only going to raise kids who think that's okay for daddy to treat mom like that. And that's how those vicious cycles start. It really is. And you are currently in a broken up relationship. You're not married to this man. You have no financial ties to this man. You have no children with this man. Leaving's not hard.
Well, he's barely putting any time or energy. Like leaving will literally change nothing except you won't have a negative voice in your head. Like there's no negative that can come besides you feeling like you're losing something, but you're not losing something. You're gaining this space and freedom to actually figure out who you are and to create the space for a actual man. A decent man
who will make you the sandwich.
Oh my gosh.
Ugh. Who will
the way I can't get over that. I cannot imagine. Even guys I've had interaction with that were not good at romance or love languages would make me a sandwich.
Yeah. And you know what? I think Taryn's right. I think it breaks my heart, but I don't think you love yourself or think you deserve true real love. So you're putting up with all of this stuff. What I think needs to happen is and I love that she's here. I think you and Alex need to have a conversation where you say,
let's talk to Alex.
Yeah.
Girl, get your girl out. The way I would be like, I'll never speak to you again if you talk to this man.
I was literally about to say, I think we need to come to an ultimatum where it's like, okay, girl talk, right? We're having a situation. If this was Alicia, I would be like, listen, I'm giving you one chance to do this on your own and then I'm stepping in. And what I think you need to do is I think you and Alex need to sit down. Obviously, Alex knows you best. Let's figure out a plan. Let's figure out the verbiage even. I'm so bad at confrontation. I'm not good at breaking up with people. Let's make a list, an outline of what my breakup's going to be, what my actions are going to be, so I don't even have to think. Because when I get in the moment, it's easy for me to be like, oh, okay, or for me to like clam up and not really speak. Let's write it out. Let's get a plan in motion. And then that way you have accountability. You can go get, while he's at work, go get all your stuff from his place. Alex can be the getaway driver, get it in her trunk, drive away, leave a note. I don't care. It doesn't have to be face to face. Like come up with a plan, have Alex be your buddy and partner in crime, and then have her be accountability so that you don't go back. And I feel like that's what best friends are for. I feel like that's what sisters are for. You just went off on how amazing of a sister she is in the beginning, so I know she'll do this for you. And Alex, she's not allowed to go back.
But like, babe, like he's not going to treat you better. It's going to continue getting worse because you're staying.
You're putting up with it.
Why would he put effort in? Why would he like improve behavior?
Sick. I could throw up.
No, he is icky. Get away from him. And then throw a party at Jersey Mike's and like have someone else make you a sandwich.
For everyone. Like,
dear God.
Thanks for the update. I'm like angry. I'm sweating.
I'm
literally
after
sweating.
She bought tickets and planned a date to take him to a game and he couldn't make her sandwich? I'm sorry. That's our last one. We need to move on because I'll talk about the sandwich all night.
Sweating. I'm literally
all
sweating.
night.
Keep us updated and
Leave.
Just leave.
I'm literally pleading with you because I know that your life is about to get so good.
I need you to leave him so that I can sleep. Because this is going to be at the forefront of my brain at all times now, that every morning I wake up and I'm having coffee, you're still with him.
To keep on theme, I'm going to do a dad joke that has to do with sandwiches.
Perfect.
Why not? Why didn't the sandwich want to stay up late?
Why didn't the sandwich want to stay up late? Wait. Why didn't the sandwich want to stay up late? Mm-hmm. I keep coming to like bed of lettuce.
Bed of lettuce.
Because he's on a bed of lettuce. Because he has a bed of lettuce.
Because it was
all wrapped up.
It was past their bread time. Love it.
Lame.
Love it.
All right, guys, guess what? That's the end of our update episode. And guess what? If you want us to continue these update episodes, then if you have written in a story, you need to send us updates. So do that. Email us. What's our email, Taryn?
adviceunsolicitedpod@gmail.com.
Send in your updates. Send in your stories if you want advice on them. And we'll talk to you soon. Love you so much.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.